Ichiro Oda and Takehiro Inoue, Slam Dunk author, they've had an interview it seemed. And of course, okay, alright, come on, let's get started. Let's get into the details of it. Alright, okay, as we know, my channel is sponsored by OP_spoilers 2023 because he tweeted out the interview between Oda Sensei and Takehiro Inoue Sensei, the author of Slam Dunk. So come on, why not? Let's read it together. Alright, Inoue said, "This is our first time meeting, isn't it?" Oda Sensei answers, "Well, actually a long time ago, I got an autograph from you." Inoue says, "Really? When?" Oda Sensei answers, "It was at the Shosei Tizoka / Akuzaki awards party. I had just debuted, then I was extremely nervous. You also drew me a Regent style illustration of Hanamichi Saguraji. I've still got it." Inoue says, "Is that right? I'm sorry, I don't remember that," and he laughs. Oda Sensei answers, "No problem, that party was like a huge autograph session for all the major creators," and he laughs as well. Inoue says, "I was in Los Angeles around the time One Piece started and I was having Shonen Jump sent out to me. When I read One Piece chapter 1, I remember thinking, wow, this is the start of a really good comic. I thought it was a can't miss piece of work. I hadn't felt that way about a comic in a while, so I made sure to follow it." Oda Sensei says, "Around the time One Piece has just begun serialization, I saw a survey in a magazine asking famous people what comics interested them. In that survey you had chosen One Piece and commented the creator really believes in his work. I almost literally jumped for joy. I was so happy. I had a copy of that page pinned up at my workplace for the longest time." Inoue said, "I'm happy you were so happy," and he laughs. Oda Sensei says, "Can I talk to you about something that's kind of related to Destiny?" Inoue said, "What is it? You're making me nervous." Oda says, "Well, I was born in Kumamoto and there used to be a shop called the Antique House, right?" Inoue said, "Yeah, the used clothing shop, right? That brings back memories." Oda says, "I used to go there every so often with friends to buy clothes around the time I won Jump's Best New Artist award and had just gotten an editor. I was talking to one of the shopkeepers and mentioned that I wanted to be a comic creator. He replied, 'If you make it big, you will be the second one born here.' 'Who's the first?' I asked. 'Takehiro Nariyai.' Takehiro Inoue in a pen is a pen name. Oh, alright. So his real name is Takehiro Nariyai. Alright. He used to work here. I couldn't believe it." Inoue said, "Ha ha ha, I wonder who it was you talked to." Oda says he bragged that one of the Slam Dunk players was modeled after him, and he laughs. He also said that when the shop wasn't busy, you would be behind the cash register drawing pictures. Inoue said, "Yeah, and not doing my job at all." Oda says, "I was really surprised. I was like, wow, Inoue Sensei was here. It was just a shop I went to, and I had never really thought much about it before. I felt that it must be destiny, so I asked my editor to please let me be an assistant at your studio. He just casually told me there aren't any openings. That really bummed me out." Inoue said, "Really? Boy, did we miss out. We should have brought you in. We should have brought you in as an assistant," and he laughs. Oda says, "If I had been accepted at your studio, it likely would completely change my destiny in a lot of ways. That was probably a turning point for me. I would always thought I would like to talk to you about this personally." Inoue said, "Thank you, I'll remember this." And oh my god, I'm in a huge shock. Oda Sensei was almost there to become an assistant to Inoue Sensei. And if that really happened, we wouldn't actually read One Piece. There wouldn't be One Piece. There wouldn't be the great Oda Sensei, if I should say. And yes, it was a destiny to be on that same shop as Inoue used to go there before. Oh my god, I really love it. You know guys, I really love these type of stories, these type of interviews when you become huge, or when you're huge right now and you talk to, or you had an interview with someone who had a similar story to you. Of course, not the beginning or how did he become an author or slash mangaka, but you feel it, right? You feel it. Oda Sensei, the great Oda Sensei, the author or the mangaka of One Piece, and the great Takehiro Inoue Sensei, the great author slash mangaka of Slam Dunk, and a fact that Dragon Ball is the godfather, and of course Akira Toriyama Sensei is the godfather of most of the mangaka, or let's say he most probably started the whole shonen thing, okay? And in that time, after Dragon Ball Z or let's say at the ending of Dragon Ball Z, there was the great Takehiro Inoue who started Slam Dunk, who started the great Slam Dunk, which started the great era of the sports manga slash anime. So I really love that. I really love these type of interviews when Oda Sensei or when a mangaka of a great manga start having an interview and they start just talking about their past and all that with another great mangaka, which is in this time, it is Takehiro Inoue, the great mangaka of Slam Dunk. I really love it. What do you think of this interview? Do you think that we should have seen it? I mean, look, it's impossible. It's impossible to see Oda Sensei, in my opinion, okay? So I think, yeah, let's just enjoy these type of interviews where we just read it casually and we enjoy it casually while just seeing how Oda Sensei thinks and how the other mangaka thinks, whether it's Gosho Oyama Sensei, whether it's Takehiro Inoue Sensei, whether it's any mangaka, whether it's Jiji Sensei, the mangaka of Jujutsu Kaisen. So I really love it. I just feel emotional sometimes when I just read these type of stuff. I feel like, oh my god, boy, what a time, huh? What a time. Imagine just being a great mangaka. Just imagine, okay? Just look at me and think that you're a great mangaka right now and you had your own great story that many people, like millions of people, read it, okay? You know the feeling when you meet up with a certain guy that you're almost there of becoming an assistant to that guy, and how your story would have become if you just stick with being an assistant to that guy, or you actually became an assistant to that guy. That's really just makes me feel how the destiny be, or how sometimes your life just becomes almost there from becoming a certain thing, whether at the time you feel like it's gonna be amazing, but guess what? The destiny is hiding something bigger for you at the future. And in my religion, I feel like, yeah, it's of course destiny from God. So yeah, sometimes you just feel like it's gonna be the better thing for you to do, and then it becomes a failure and it just didn't work out for you, and then something bigger comes to your life, and something more even like makes you a better person, and of course makes your life much better. So I guess that's it, guys. What do you think of this interview? Anytime Oda Sensei makes an interview with any mangaka, I'll be uploading it immediately. So what do you think? Write down in the comments down below your thoughts on this interview. Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with everybody on this planet. Thank you guys. Until next time, see ya.